makes it more impactful. That's what I would ask.
Very good comments. And I think that's the important thing is, getting ready for this session, and I was mentioning this to Jesse, is, you Google youth violence in Grand Rapids or youth violence in programs, and there's a lot of articles about and stories about youth violence activities, but there's not a lot of evidence of programs that are successful. But we do know that there are, literacy programs, mentoring programs can have a profound effect on the life of a child or an adolescent. And there's so many others. And that gets us to the systems perspective we like to bring across in this program, is showing how each of these different individual topics are linked and can have a direct influence on the symptoms that, Lieutenant Mason, you see on a daily basis and you respond to, and Reverend Bishop, those individuals who come into your ministry looking for some hope. And it's as simple as that, even though it seems monumental, but it's, as you say, one step up the mountain, or how to eat an elephant, and one bite at a time. So, Reverend Bishop and Shanae, you have comments to add too?
I just wanted to say that I think you're right on the money, that if you get out and you help one person at a time, and again, when you work with young people, it's going to be the preventative approach. I think we need to work across the life cycle. Is I guess developmental levels, I guess, is what I want to encourage you to do. And so when you have organizations like Jerry's, Hispanic Center, Steepletown, Jubilee Jobs, these are organizations that are doing the what they talk about in this commission report in terms of youth employment. But they also have academic support pieces, and so just like you're tutoring the fourth grader, because most of those programs are fourth grade and under, is that there are opportunities in these community-based organizations, these faith-based organizations, to do that same level of tutoring as well. For example, Jubilee Jobs has a resource lab. It's open 4 days a week, all day long, and people are coming in there trying to improve themselves. So they're working on their GEDs, they're working on academic remediation. They need tutors. We have teaching going on. So those kinds of working with that population, if you're so inclined to do that, is an opportunity. I think Jerry has the same kind of thing going on. I know Hispanic Center does. The Steepletown, these are organizations that are working with that 14 to 21 population. They're putting them out, they're working year-round, so that's another important distinction. They're doing academic support, and they're also putting them out on jobs. So they're really trying to prepare them for future economic opportunities. Because that's really, I mean, the only thing that's going to really fix this is that we engage them in meaningful kinds of ways, so that they now have hope for a brighter future for themselves. And I just got to tell one story, or maybe two, but quickly. One young man came to us, and this kid was in the gang, and he was, he told a story about being up on the rooftop of some house, pointing a gun even at his own sister. I mean, and he said he grew up fine for a while, and then his whole family structure kind of disintegrated. His mother got really sick, the father kind of left, and so they were kind of really left to fend for themselves. And so here this kid, he's at 14, 15, he got involved in our program. He's now one of our youth leaders today. This kid, we walk with him for the whole time. So from 14, he is now 18. Yeah, he's 18 now, and he is on his way to college. I mean, we helped him academically. We kept him employed. He became a leader. He learned how to do Bible studies. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that's happened in community-based organizations. And in the fall, he'll be at Ferris. I remember when he didn't pass his ACT, and we helped him study for all of that, and just kept him on track. Because sometimes So the mentoring piece and the being involved with kids on that one-on-one is really, they just want somebody to pay attention with them and to help have hope for them. There was another young man, and we lost him, but this kid turned around, and then because of his involvement in the gang, he got shot. And I think you remember the kid who got shot at the skating rink. He was involved in our program, and we had just gotten him on track and just got him back in school. You know, so he was kicked out of all the Grand Rapids public schools. We got him back in school. He was going to class, and I remember the letter from his teacher. You know, it says, "You guys must be heartbroken," because here he had taken a step out of that environment and still was sucked back in and then shot, unfortunately, that one evening. But this is up close and personal. Kind of work, and there's a number of organizations that are doing that on the front line. One of the things that Doug and Maria want to do is to help build capacity, but we need your help. I mean, we can't do it alone. Volunteerism is really important to really the success of these kinds of programs.
Pastor?
You know, oftentimes in various either sermons or dialogues with audiences or groups of young men, you know, I recite to them that the definition of madness is doing the same thing every day but having the nerve to expect a different result. You know, we complicate the process of helping someone in need. You know, when you look at what Jesus did in the parables and found in the book of Luke with the Good Samaritan, you find a young man who had been robbed and was in a bad way, and there's 3 people in the midst, and 2 out of the 3 avoided trying to help him. The priest or the church crossed the street and didn't declare it to be their problem. The Levite, because racially they weren't connected, he decided, I'm not going to help him. But the Samaritan couldn't stand to see someone in such a bad way. And not only did he help, but he went out of his way. He grabs him up, he takes him into the inn, and he says, here's some of my money. Fix him up. And when I come back, if there's anything else owed, I'm going to take care of it. You know, Phil Knight really did us a favor when he penned the phrase, just do it. You know, we need to just be about the business of just doing it. We need to reduce the opportunity to be so self-absorbed in all of our affluence here in West Michigan and simply just do it. It's not complicated to do a random act of kindness. Just like it's not complicated for a young man or young woman to conduct a random act of violence. It shouldn't be a whole lot of thought process to walking and feeding someone or giving somebody a winter coat. I don't know that you need to drop off a jacket at United Way to see somebody that's freezing to death in January and give them a coat, or to go to just expand your horizons a little bit and visit some very nice neighborhoods. You know, I looked on your opportunities for engagement, and I scaled through the experiential education. You know, it said participate in Leadership Grand Rapids or Inside Grand Rapids to learn more. Attend a poverty simulation. Which the validity of that is still in question among a lot of us urban service providers, because I don't know if you could simulate devastation. Attend an Institute for Healing Racism class. But, you know, I wrote down my own number 9, adopt a neighborhood. Show up, have some faith, and, hey, I'd like to help out a little bit. You know, partner with a church yourself. Outside of a group, get your family together. It'd be a great learning experience. You'll find out that everybody that lives in the urban environment